Hello ICA! I'm happy that I can present the following talk to you, which is titled Getting the Privacy Calculus Right, Analyzing the Relations Between Privacy Concerns, Expected Benefits and Self-Disclosure Using Response Surface Analysis. So it's about the privacy calculus and it's about analyzing the privacy calculus with a new type of analysis. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge my co-authors, which are Murat Kezer from the University of Oregon and Lemi Baruh from the University of Koç. And if you want to download the slides, you can do so using the following QR code. The research question we analyzed is all too familiar. Oftentimes we ask ourselves when we are online, should we disclose information or not? Be it on social media or when filling in some forms. One of the most prominent theories or models to explain our behavior is the so-called privacy calculus approach. It states that we only disclose personal information if there are specific benefits attached to it. If we think that doing so is worthwhile, we are then more happy to do so. And as we all know, the online services we all use offer manifold benefits, such as entertainment, being informed, and reaching out to friends. But on the other hand, we are also very much concerned about our privacy, especially here in Europe. And oftentimes we wonder whether it's a good idea to share our information. And both the benefits and the concerns, they compete with one another, and we engage in some kind of rudimentary calculus whether disclosing information is worthwhile or not. Sometimes we do so and sometimes we don't, depending on the situation or the context we are in. Prior research on the privacy calculus adopted one particular type of analysis, which is normally it's analyzed using multiple regression, either in path analyses and SEMs or just plain multiple regression. It looks like this typically. We want to predict self-disclosure of an individual. We start with an intercept, and then we have the benefits and the concerns, which are both weighed by a specific coefficient. In doing so, we treat both factors mostly independently, and we look at them individually. However, this isn't really an elaborate conjoint analysis of both factors, how they interact. But fortunately, there are analyses that really focus on this aspect. And the approach of our study was therefore to adopt so-called response surface analysis, which hasn't been often used in communication so far. Here, how do we proceed? We begin with a polynomial regression. So we include, again, we try to predict self-disclosure. We have a specific intercept, B0, and then we have our benefits, our concerns, but we also include the benefits with their exponent and the interaction of both factors, and also privacy concerns raised to the power. Therefore, we can, on the basis of this polynomial regression, we can then construct a response surface, and we look at it specifically. So it could look a bit like this. This is what we hypothesize. If we look at it and to focus on it, we do have the line of congruence, which is the blue line. Here we would expect that if concerns and if expected benefits are on the same level, be it high or low, the self-disclosure should remain the same. But if we look at the line of incongruence, which is the red one, we expect that if benefits outweigh concerns, this should be associated with more self-disclosure. And those two lines, or those two coefficients, the line of congruence and the line of incongruence, can be calculated using response surface analysis. So this is an explicit test of the conjoint effect. Plus, there are many more parameters that I don't have the time to focus on, but I will highlight later briefly, because we can analyze the mutual relationship much more elaborately if you want. We did a secondary data analysis of 3 datasets, one collected in Turkey where the Twitter disclosure behavior was analyzed, one conducted in Germany where the communication behavior on a platform was analyzed, and one conducted in the Netherlands in 3 different contexts, such as health or commercial contexts. Okay, so what did we find applying response surface analysis? First, if we look at the polynomial regression coefficients, we do see that in all 3 datasets, both concerns and expected benefits were associated substantially with a disclosure behavior. If we look at the additional parameters, we did not find any particularly striking patterns. Now, to the central results, if you look at the response surface parameters, so the line of congruence and the line of incongruence, what do we find? The line of incongruence, you can find the results under label A3. And here, indeed, we see a strong effect. So if benefits outweigh concerns, people are more likely to disclose. Looking at the line of congruence, we find an interesting pattern as well. We do see that if both variables are on higher levels, people tend to disclose more. So if the concerns and the benefits are more pronounced compared to lower levels, people disclose a little bit more. So this implies that benefits might be more important. We don't find other particularly striking patterns that could have been there. Looking at the results visually, we do see that the pattern we expected was found, but we also see that the blue line indeed shows a specific slope, implying in 2 datasets, and 1 and 3, implying that higher levels are more relevant. So what does it mean? First of all, I think this is again support for the privacy calculus, showing that indeed if benefits outweigh concerns in an explicit analysis, we find that self-disclosure increases. But we also find that it seems that benefits are a little bit more important than concerns. If you look at limitations, we have to say that, of course, there's still no proof that that the self-disclosure stems from a deliberate, conscious weighing process. It could be simply implicit or coming from a heuristic. And we don't really know about causality here. We didn't include potential confounders, and we also didn't look at moderating variables. I thank you for your attention, and I'm looking forward to answering the questions that you can feel free to type in the chat. Bye-bye.